The president continuing to defend his small administration. Hundreds of positions are still open. He says it's on purpose. Shortly after taking office, the president said he wasn't filling administration positions in order to shrink the size of government. Then he told his Twitter followers it was the fault of Democratic obstructionists. Now he's back to his original stance, that many of these positions just aren't needed.
The real risk is when we have these crises, is the government ready to respond?
And now President Trump's position is really being put to the test. Hurricane Harvey is shedding light on just how many empty spots would have been keeping an eye on this storm. Let's look at some of these jobs. The Secretary of the Department of Homeland Security, open. Elaine Duke has temporarily stepped in since General John Kelly became Chief of Staff. The deputy position, vacant. Within DHS is FEMA, who we know is responsible for much of the Harvey relief management. Their director, Brock Long, has been on the job about 2 months. His deputy, vacant. The National Hurricane Center director, vacant. The National Oceanic Administration director, vacant. They're the parent agency to the National Weather Service.
We don't have people in key positions to try and have these conversations, to work together, to figure out how we can utilize, the full weight of the federal government.
It's just plain dangerous right now, going into this with gaping, obvious missing positions like that is spells chaos.
Many Republicans are in favor of shrinking the federal government. They want to save taxpayer dollars and keep the power in the hands of the states. Political science professor Shauna Shane says if the president wants to get rid of some positions, this is not the way to do it.
A good way to shrink the government, if that's your goal, would be to think seriously about what the different roles are and what's needed and what's not. But to so quickly decide what is needed and what's not. And from what I can tell, to decide that without a whole lot of thought or process about it, that's when it could be dangerous because it upsets a fairly delicate status quo in the federal government.
And because the number of political appointees is far smaller than that of career people, she says the Trump administration needs to get the vital positions filled so the government can function from the top down.